I would think so. Yeah, I think so.
I just wish we got paid for it.
I know. You should get paid every time that you're here. So let's start with Sue Ellen. Sue Ellen, you were married to JR, and you were the matriarch. They talk a lot about the patriarchs of the family with the 3 sons, but you were the matriarch of the family.
Well, actually, Barbara Bell Geddes was
Okay.
Miss Ellen. She was the matriarch.
Right.
So then I came in.
Right. And you leaded the charge and the drama, right?
Oh yeah, that was the best part. Because for an actor, it was the greatest role ever. So I was blessed to have that role. Period.
Exactly. And you know, Lucy, Charlene, this was one of your first roles coming in, right? One of leading roles.
It was yes, it was my first television series. No, well, I was on Please Stand By, but that didn't count. It was a regular show.
Yeah, speak into the mic. Well, they didn't have
The
mics
reason
on
it was your first
Dallas.
television.
This is live.
Thank you, Patrick.
So was it? I mean, listen, I just got to talk to them here at NostalgiaCon. Let's give them a round of applause for being here. It's a Sunday. I mean, it's so incredible to see them. Yeah, and for them, for the fans for being here too, give yourselves a round of applause. What was it like coming on a series like this? Was it daunting for you? Were you nervous?
I was scared to death the whole time. Yes, I was.
And did you have like sort of a buddy on the show that sort of took you under their wing?
Everybody did. Everybody was lovely to me, and they were all some of the best actors ever on television. And their work ethic was unbelievable, and we worked long hours, but had a lot of fun at the same time. And everyone was just close and family. Really nice.
It's great. And Patrick, what was it like for you to be, the 3 boys that we follow? You were and still are. I mean, every girl had a big crush on you growing up. We did. Come on. Yes. Let's talk about that, Patrick. I did. Look I'm bright red right now. I'm sorry.
Well, I came from a show that was so the opposite of what Dallas turned out to be.
Right.
That it was so different for me that it took a while to get used to it. And as much as everybody thinks Bobby was the heartthrob, you'd be surprised how much mail JR got that was love letters.
Really?
So I had to fight for everything on that show. Yeah, but he was so central and filled so many pockets of need for the show. The central figure. He was also the womanizer. He was successful all the time. Except Larry actually did the math, and he lost more money for the Ewing family than he ever made.
Oh my gosh, really?
He actually did the math, and every business deal, the boat would sink, or the well would blow up, or somebody would get killed, or something, and he never was successful. But everybody thought he was a killer businessman, and Bobby just kind of snuck around. I always referred to Larry and me in the show as 2 cats, and Larry would go around doing his business in the cat box, and I would go around covering it up for him. That was basically my job.
That was a good brother, though. You really were a
job.
great brother. So
I'm just learning this.
you're learning. See the
I'm
secrets
learning
we
this
don't
along
even
with all of
know.
you.
I know, this is amazing. Linda, I want to ask how. We always see. I think when we're watching television, at least for me, I think we think that you're the characters. We go, oh my gosh, they are the characters. They must be this way. Can you tell me how you were like your character and how you're not like your character?
Well, I think the biggest misconception was that I'm an alcoholic.
Right.
I think if I drank as much as Sue Ellen drank,
Right.
I would not be sitting here.
Especially if they were in the bar last night.
People just assume
That you're an alcoholic.
They look at me like, oh, be careful of her, she's dangerous. I'm like,
Yeah.
danger. Anyway, so I think that's a huge misconception. And that I was very, very, had all my affairs and all that. I mean, I was such a different character that I'm not like that at all. I do.
You weren't having affairs
Yeah.
and drinking?
No, but the thing I loved about her was that I adored her clothes.
Oh, they were
Those
amazing.
were amazing clothes. So that's how I was like, I wanted everything. I came home and looked in my poor closet and I'm like, oh, there was a big discrepancy between Sue Ellen's clothes and my clothes. But I loved her. I just loved her because I thought she was the most interesting female character in the 80s. I just thought she was fabulous. And because you never knew what she was going to do.
Yeah, every
That
week.
was intriguing to me.
It was amazing. And do you had the shoulder pads, right? You had tons of shoulder
They're
pads.
gone. They're gone.
That you could wear as
I'd
earrings, yeah.
I'd auction them off. I don't know. They don't belong in my shoulder.
Yeah, no, they made your shoulder like up to your ear. That's amazing. How are you like your character or not like your character?
Well, unlike Linda, I am a pill-popping little tramp, so I'm exactly like Lucy.
I love that.
So it wasn't a stretch. I did not have to Meryl Streep my way into this character.
Really? You were a pill popping tramp.
No,
I love
I'm
it.
kidding. I'm kidding.
No. She wasn't. TMZ. Go away.
I'm going to be on the board.
Yeah, you don't want that. That's a yeah. It's going to be scandalous at NostalgiaCon 2019. That's fantastic. And then, Patrick, how are you like your character? At all?
I've been asked that question. Well, first of all, I've always played the same kind of good guy.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what I'm going to be 90% of the time. So I always had to figure out an answer to that question because it's been asked a couple of times, and I've figured it out that I wish I had Bobby Ewing's money, and he wishes he had my wife.
Oh, that's wow.
So that's pretty much how it boils down. But I would always, even to this day, if I'm cast in something, 90% of the time I'm the good guy. And I like that. I don't have to go home and explain it to my children. Why did Daddy kill the person? I didn't have to do that. So it made life very simple for the first 45 years of my career.
Well, and I think what was amazing when you'd see the beginning of the show, and for the millennials that are out there, it's required watching after this, you must turn on Dallas. I think just the absolute wealth that we'd see in the day-to-day, I mean, it was way ahead of its time in a lot of ways, and I think everybody got this idea of what Dallas was, right? And I think it's still carried on. I mean, you filmed in Los Angeles, obviously, right? Were you in LA primarily?
We filmed about 2.5 months in Texas,
Oh, you did, okay.
and then the rest of the time in Los Angeles. But we would have to go down there to get the flavor, to get the outdoor stuff, to get the 120-degree temperature. Those are the things that we went down there for.
Yeah.
But then the bulk of the work was done in Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
But the wealth thing was very interesting because Dallas came on at a very propitious time in the history, especially in the economic history of the last 40 years. And it was Reaganomics. You could get, don't start crying everybody, you could get 12% interest on a CD when we were doing the show.
Wow.
It still happened that the oil embargo happened at that time, and we were oil people, wealthy oil people, so that was the number 2 kicker. The Dallas Cowboys were America's team, and we were from Dallas, and that was kicker number 3. So a lot of things happened all at the same time, and then we had the most beautiful cast in the history of television. Even the ugly people were gorgeous. That's how we cast that show.
Yeah, everybody was gorgeous. Truly. It's amazing. And then I think we all thought Dallas is beautiful and it was the way to be. Dallas became almost like Beverly Hills in a lot of ways. It did. So here, we're going to have some time for some questions. I want you guys to come up and ask